You won't believe how simple it is to navigate through your Microsoft account. I'm going to guide you through some steps to show you how to navigate through your Microsoft account. Stay to the end and learn how. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to another Tech Support Spy video. As always, we appreciate you tuning in and watching to this video. Please make sure that you hit a like on this video and comment below. All right. Did you know that 70% of people struggle with managing their Microsoft account? A lot of people don't even know what a Microsoft account is. All right. So a Microsoft account is basically used to make sure that Microsoft knows who's using their software, who's using Windows 11, who's using Microsoft 365, Word, Excel, those different Office applications. In order to use those applications, or at least install those applications, you have to have a Microsoft account. All right, so in this video, we're going to show you how to access your Microsoft account and your Microsoft software subscriptions. We're also going to show you how to access your Microsoft account personal information. And we're also going to show you how to add and remove devices from your Microsoft account. So this is a part 1 of our Microsoft account video, and then we will do a part 2 going over the security, privacy, and order history of your Microsoft account. We're only going to focus on accessing your Microsoft account, your personal information, as well as looking at your Microsoft services and subscriptions. Stay tuned till the end. Let's dive into the video, shall we? All right, everyone, let's learn about our Microsoft account. Let's see here. We're going to have to access Microsoft.com. So one of the things is that when you have a Microsoft account, that's loosely your sign-in to your Windows. So loosely when you go through Windows 11 setup, you loosely have to use a Microsoft account, which you can use any email address. You can use a Gmail at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, whatever main email address that you normally use, you can choose to use that as your email or your username for your Microsoft account. And then you got to choose a password. You can always use your regular password that you can remember for your Microsoft account, but your username for your Microsoft account is going to be that email address that you choose to use for your Microsoft account as your username. All right, so let's go ahead and sign in with our Microsoft account. Now, understand what I did here. When I went to basically Microsoft.com. When you go to Microsoft.com, you'll see sign in the upper right corner. So click on sign in here, then type in your email address for your Microsoft account, or that you've given Microsoft as the email that you'll have as your username for your Microsoft account. I have two-factor authentication to get into my Microsoft account. So once you get there, look to the upper right corner. You're gonna, you see your name or your email address there. Go ahead and click on My Microsoft account. And once you get there, you're gonna see this. All your account information to the left, your information, your services and subscriptions, your devices, your security, your privacy, order history, payment options, address book, and so forth. Let's dive into this. All right, so when you sign into this, you're basically looking at your Microsoft account, and it's going to show you your subscriptions in your account. It's going to show what storage you have, manage your Microsoft storage, which is your OneDrive. I'm not a fan of OneDrive, but OneDrive is definitely something to be used to back up your data, especially if your local hard drive that's installed on the inside of your computer may have been hacked or compromised. It's always good to have a backup, either on another drive or on a cloud storage or a cloud service that's backing up your data. As you also scroll down, you'll get a lot of advertisements and a lot of AI, Copilot Pro, Microsoft, looking to advertise and get you to start using the Copilot, the AI features of Microsoft's new co-piloting features. Then you get down into your devices. You can see all your devices that's connected to your Microsoft account. We'll talk a little bit about that here later. Then you get into the privacy. The security, payment options, and order history. We won't talk about the privacy, security, and payment options and your order history in this video. Again, this is going to be the part 1 video of the Microsoft account navigation, and then we'll do a part two of Microsoft account navigation, part 2. So we'll talk about the privacy, security, and payment options in the second video. All right, so one of the things is that as you look at under your account, you got subscriptions here. Obviously, I have Microsoft 365. If you're wondering what Microsoft 365 is, it's basically a collection of like multiple applications, all under the Microsoft 365 brand. So within Microsoft 365 family, I'm able to get Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and I'm able to also share that with the family, with up to 5 members. And those users have to have a different Microsoft account. I also have access to at least 1 terabyte of cloud storage through OneDrive with the Microsoft 365 family. So if you look at this as I go to all subscriptions, and if you notice, once I hit all subscriptions, if you look to the left, it automatically goes down to your services and subscriptions. And basically under the services and subscriptions, it shows you what Microsoft program services and what subscriptions that you have connected to your Microsoft account. So it might be Microsoft 365. I have Microsoft Teams. It might be OneDrive. Any other Microsoft applications out there. Again, you have to have a Microsoft account to basically install and to use Microsoft software, such as Windows or Office applications, Word, Excel, and so forth. So as you look at this, right, it shows me, that I have Microsoft 365. It shows where I can share my subscription for Microsoft 365 with 5 different users. And those 5 different users have to have their own Microsoft account. So Microsoft has to see that I have shared this subscription with 5 different Microsoft accounts. Also, one thing too to be aware of, like anytime that you may need to reinstall Office on a new computer or whatever it may be, you can always come to your Microsoft account, go under your services and subscriptions, and you see here it says install premium Microsoft 365 applications. I can go here and install Microsoft 365 or install or reinstall Office onto my new computer. So that's something to be aware of. It's actually another video I should do. But be aware that you can always go into your Microsoft account, capture your old Office 365 license, and reinstall it from your Microsoft account. All right, scroll down here. We already talked about the subscriptions, how I can share it with at least 5 other people. Then I also have Microsoft Teams Essentials. Not everyone has that. Obviously, I've paid for that service with Microsoft. And what Microsoft Teams Essentials is just like a business Microsoft Teams account. It's basically a service that allows for me to have unlimited hours in doing Microsoft Team meetings, unlimited users being able to attend my meetings. And I use a lot of the Microsoft Teams for a lot of the tech support SPI operations. If I'm doing a one-on-one session, or if I'm doing like a group meeting or a group session, I pay for that Microsoft Team Essential service or feature so that I have unlimited users and unlimited meeting hours on Microsoft Teams. And as you scroll down, it just talks about more about Copilot. Microsoft is definitely pushing for a lot of the AI, the Copilot Pro features on artificial intelligence. Xbox Game Pass, I do use the Xbox Game Pass. And then that's pretty much all for your services and subscriptions. Let's take a look at the devices. All right, before we go into devices, let's take a reverse and go back to your information. So on the left here, let's go back to your information. And this is where your personal information that you have with Microsoft for your Microsoft account, that information can be edited. You can put a picture here. You can change your name if you want to change your name from, Jack to George. You can do that here under your information. If you scroll down, you can see that you have your account information. Your account information shows what email address that you have given Microsoft to be the email address, which is also your username for your Microsoft account. And it shows what email address you have. And you also have the ability to edit that email address and change it. You also have the ability to change your communication preferences. Let's take a look at that. All right, so your communication preferences. So communication preferences are, how do you want Microsoft to communicate with you? When do you want them to send you an email? And you can turn a lot of these features off if you don't want to be bothered, right? So if you look at this here, it talks about, to stop receiving emails for the topics below, uncheck any topics you don't want to receive, then select save. So I can choose for any Microsoft Online services, promotional offers, receive information about trial offers and special products and services, including Cloud App Security, Azure Active Directory, Microsoft Intune, and Office 365. So if I don't want to receive any of those promotional offers or emails, I can just uncheck it, right? And then I can hit save down at the bottom. All right. So you can look at your communication preferences. You can choose to turn some of these emails off if you like. I really don't care. If I do get an email from Microsoft, if it's about my account, that's the only time I read it. If it's something else, they are trying to get me to purchase something, I just ignore it. All right, so let's take a look at devices. So I've navigated to the left and clicked on the devices, and it shows what devices I have signed into with my Microsoft account. So I can have 10 computers for Windows, or 10 Windows computers, and have signed in using the same Microsoft account into those Windows computers. And your Microsoft account lists out all of those devices, all 10 computers that are Windows computers that Microsoft recognizes that you have signed into, that has been synced up with your Microsoft account to that device. All right, so you can scroll down and look at all the other devices that you are connected to and that are synced up with your Microsoft account. But one of the good things about this is that, again, I kind of mentioned earlier, if you need to be able to reinstall Office, Word, Excel, which is now under Microsoft 365, you need to reinstall on a new computer that you get. You may need to remove that old computer from your Microsoft account to allow for you to reinstall that Office 365 or Microsoft 365 licensed software onto the new computer. So you can always go down to remove this device, and you can choose to remove it. You can choose to remove it, and it will be removed from your Microsoft account. Then at that point, you can go ahead and reinstall Office onto that new computer without any type of errors or issues. I should do a video on that that kind of dives deeper into that, but I just wanted to do this video just to kind of show you how to navigate through your Microsoft account and understand how to navigate through it as my part one. So again, in part two of my Microsoft account video, we're going to go over the security, the privacy, and the order history and the payment history or payment options, and talk about and help you understand what those options are to the left for security, privacy, order history, and payment options. And we'll talk about the address book as well in part two. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something in this video. Please put a like on this video, comment below, let us know how we did. Let us know if you were informed about your Microsoft account. Share this video with others. Help others to come across this video and to learn something about their Microsoft account. And we appreciate you watching, and thank you for watching Tech Support Spy.